All right, somebody wanted a smoke tutorial, and that person's name is in the corner. The request was made by Unknown Animations. So, honestly, I don't know if they meant smoke or dust, because smoke and dust are two totally different things when it comes to my animation style. And I don't usually use smoke. Smoke isn't something that I could say that I would use, because smoke is more fluent. It's kind of like water, if you will, in the form of movement. This is how I would animate smoke. Now, if you're strictly talking about water or or dust or something like that, like most of my effects, I would use this as an example, which is I just call it dust because that's what it is. I'm not no actually I'm just gonna open it. I'm just gonna open it. This is dust. This is the animation dust. Now, for dust, specifically this little animation, pieces of it break apart and pieces of it simply deflate and I make them clear, if you will. That's how I do dust. Now, to simplify this in terms that most people can understand, you want to take away all of these black effects, all of the spikes and stuff, and solely look at the actual gray parts. That's the actual dust. Now, this one I usually use for strong, quick movement like super dashes or runs or punches with blowback that are extremely strong. But when it comes to smoke, it's kind of more fluent and it would basically be like the end of this, like this part right here. Like these two parts, this is how smoke would basically be. It would not break apart. It'll turn clear, basically, all the way through. Now, dust, on the other hand, would be more like the front part where it breaks apart and then, slowly, or gradually gets smaller, then goes away. That's how it would break down dust and smoke. Now, if I was to simplify the terms any more than I have already, smoke stays together, dust breaks apart. That's all I have to say. Dust breaks apart, smoke stays together. All right. And on top of that, it's usually dependent on what the action is. Like I said before, this specific animation is for running. This is when a character does an extremely fast run. However, it can also be used for a character who throws a very strong attack. I use it both ways. And it really does depend on how you use the effect. You can use the effect for many things. I can use this for so many different things you guys have no idea. But its two primary uses is running and or quick movement and when something gets hit extremely hard, close to the ground. But yeah, that's how I would genuinely, just break it down. Now, I was going to just make a whole different type of animation for dust, but then I was like, there's no real way for me to simplify it like this. This is a breakdown of the actual parts. For dust, it's a little more complicated because the breakdown for the parts is an actual breakdown. It all dissipates in random directions and it breaks down. So I can't really make it any more simplified than explaining it. Now for smoke, I can just show you it. This is genuinely how you would make smoke. Although my version is pretty crappy because I don't do smoke a lot. But smoke and dust are pretty similar. And if I was to make it, by itself in an actual animation, it'll look way better. Like the One Piece sneaking stick notes thing that I did a little earlier, where he like where his hand like developed a bunch of smoke around it that dissipated. Yeah, that's how I would genuinely do smoke for in an animation for a certain move. Other than that, I would never do smoke like this because it's just I don't really see a real reason to use a sitting animation like this unless I'm animating a light source inside of a background or something like that. But yeah, that's just how I would do it. So once again, smoke stays together, dust breaks apart. For smoke, specifically smoke, if you want it to go away, instead of making it break apart, I suggest that you make it turn clear or go to the opacity thing and make it clear and as it goes down. Don't make it clear all at once because then it'll just be like it'll just disappear immediately. break it down in the opacity tool. That's how I would do it. That's how I usually do things. So I might make an animation solely around smoke. Who knows? I don't know, but that's how I would do it. So once again, to reiterate, smoke stays together, dust breaks apart. All right.